helping students who might otherwise struggle and not have hope. Other programs similarly have a boost power to getting students on track. How many of you have heard of AVID? Any of you in the AVID program?
I've heard of it.
And Puente? Puente is another program. It gives you a sense, MESA is another one, Math, Engineering, and Science Achievement. It gives you a sense of you can do it. You can go to college, and there's financial aid, and we'll work with your parents to give hope to your parents that you can make it and go off to college. So these kind of programs, whether it's intervention in reading with the reading partners, or these other programs that instill hope and give you an idea. Here's a pathway. If you follow this pathway, you'll get to your dreams, you'll get to your success. Yes?
Hi, I'm Rita Manaha, McClatchy High School. I go to a high school where there are about 2,400 kids, and you mentioned that we should invest in reducing class size. I guess I was just wondering how will you invest, and what do you mean by investing in reducing class size?
Thank you. Well, during the recession, tens of thousands of teachers laid off, budget shrank, and class sizes just went up and up. And I think that's the wrong direction, and again, because we stopped the cutting, and I led the effort to stabilize the financing of our schools, we now have more money, again, at the local level to be invested in lower class sizes. And I believe, and it's one of the guidelines in the new accountability system set up under the local control funding formula, that we will see districts going back to smaller and smaller class sizes, because it makes sense. They have more individual time to work with you as a student, to connect to your parents, if you have 40, it's hard. The governor and I visited a class where it was so crowded. It was like 40 AP chemistry students. They didn't have enough equipment for all the students. They didn't have the attention and time with the individual instructor. So again, I think this is really important. On the physical side of providing more classrooms, most schools have some of that capacity now, but I am promoting another statewide school bond, and I'm supporting local school bond measures to make sure that we do expand the classes. So if we have fewer per class, that ultimately means you'll be using more classroom space. You'll need more classrooms. So those are the two ways I would say deal with it. I'm going to keep promoting lower class size. It ultimately is going to be it's going to be a decision by the local school board. And I will definitely be fighting for putting on the ballot in 2016 a statewide school bond that recognizes the need for those smaller class sizes. Yes.
At our school, we have a bunch of classrooms that are open, but they're not being used because they don't let people go. So, like, why are the classrooms not being used? But yeah, we're still really packed. Like 40 students in a classroom.
I don't know the particular situation that your campus is facing. It's a good question to ask the administration. Is it that the rooms aren't equipped or safe or up to speed? I don't know.
The rooms are fine.
The rooms are fine? Are they portable or regular facilities?
Regular facilities.
That's curious. I don't know the answer to that, but I'd be glad to help you look into that. It's an opportunity if you have the facilities there to use them. Yes?
Can we expect any change in curriculum into more specific history material? And if so, will histories regarding minority groups be taught and be more like focused on?
Yes, you'll see changes in curriculum. New curriculum materials are being generated now and starting as the new standards in math and English language arts have been adopted. That's underway. New science standards that my department might help put into place and the national committee put into place, they're coming on board. So we're going to have new frameworks for how to deliver the new science lessons, and we could have more dollars to do that. And we need to transition into that. Now, your question, go to the second part of the question.
Histories about minority groups.
Yes, and yes, there's a number of bills on this area, but we want to make sure that we celebrate and learn about the diversity, celebrate the diversity we are in California. The students from families from all over the world come here chasing, looking for a better life, and education is the key to that better life. So we definitely want to make sure that that's part of what we study in history. I'll give one other example, something that you could debate, and many have, and it's controversial, is global warming. Is this drought caused by global warming or not? There what's going to happen is with the new curriculum, instead of studying math by itself, science by itself, and civics and history by themselves, it'll be woven together and connected. So you can look at graph lines in terms of carbon load in the atmosphere, the acidification of the ocean. You can look at that, and then you can also enter the debate. Is this human caused, these changes? Or is this a natural geologic cycle? And then you can go into the history of energy use, sustainable energy. What do you do to protect the great natural resources of our planet, especially our atmosphere and our oceans? So I think you're going to see new curriculum on both scores, emphasizing our diversity and understanding it, celebrating it, as well as in the interlinking of different subject matters. Yes?
To follow up on the back question, what is your response to the challenge to the AP US history curriculum in Colorado and elsewhere?
And say the last part about the challenge to...
The challenge to the AP US history curriculum in Colorado and elsewhere.
I haven't heard of that challenge, or haven't...
They're saying that it's not patriotic enough. That they shouldn't teach all the bad things that we did.
There you go. And what do we say about the new 21st century skills? Critical thinking, problem solving, figure some things out yourself, do some research. I do believe that those standards are something that should be set by the local school board. That once again, one size does not fit all. Washington or Sacramento should not dictate what those policies are in terms of the purchase of the curriculum. That's going to be a local decision-making process by your elected school boards. In each district, there's an elected school board. Usually it's 5 members, sometimes it's 7. Bigger districts might even have 11. But those elected representatives need to hear from you, and you can write about it, you power the pen again, you can amplify the concern about having a balanced view of history that's realistic history too. Okay, Bill's signaling that we may have just time for a couple more questions, and I'll stick around afterwards if some of you have individual further questions you'd like to dialogue on. Yes?
Going back to the whole changing curriculum thing, I've seen the Math 1 and Math 2 Common Core books before. I know that it's kind of changing the format of how math is going to be taught and how science and history are going to be taught. How is that going to affect higher level classes like AP classes and honors courses?
I think it should still be in concert with that, and we want to encourage all students to believe they can, and I do believe all students have the potential to go on to college if they wish to go on. So we want to make sure there's a full, good offering of the A to G courses, and we want to make sure there's a good, full offering of AP classes so students can have that deeper experience and learn at that level. I do think that the new math standards, they've been hotly debated. There's some choices here again. Local school districts will figure out which type of math materials they wish to have in 8th grade and 9th grade. But I think it can all work together in a track to make sure that students who are college bound and really fixed and aiming at that have the opportunity to take all the courses they need, right up through calculus and advanced science and physics. Okay, I think there was one last hand I saw, or did we? I think she was the last hand that I'd seen. I'll be around afterwards to talk with you.
So you recently issued a statement saying that you support teacher tenure because overruling tenure, as you said, lays the failings of our education system at the teacher's feet. In which ways do you think the California education system is failing, and what are you doing to try to combat those failures or issues?
Well, first I think, again, I've already answered the question on tenure, that our system overall is doing well, but we have a lot of work to do. We have a lot of work to do. When we're 48th and 49th in the nation per pupil spending, that's wrong. The state of this capacity, that's a disgrace in so many ways, that the state of our wealth and capacity isn't investing more in education. So I go back to the fact that I believe we need to invest in our schools. We need to show the good things that are going on, the bright minds that you represent, that need quality education. Because we know from wherever you come from, whatever background, whatever faith, whatever race, geographic place of origin, that you have the potential to succeed. But we need to invest so we get lower class sizes, we get more career education opportunities. Like I said, 1,000 businesses are opening up their doors to students to have internships, to have mentorships, to get a taste of the work world. these kind of programs, I think, are where we turn and have greater impact. I believe we have challenges, we have some struggles, and I'm a hard worker, I'm a long distance runner, and I'm gonna, stay the course and make sure that we get there so we can realize all those dreams for our students. Invest in the future. Thank you very much. Great questions. You guys are awesome, outstanding, fabulous, and look forward to staying around and talking to you individually if you have further questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. So much. Turns out that
Oh, how are you?